Hello! This is the Daniel H9. This is Daniel Defense's entry into the handgun market, and if the design looks familiar to you, it's because it is a completely redesigned Hudson H9 from 2017. Daniel bought the right to the Hudson H9, and over the course of 4 years, they pretty much changed out every single part in it and completely redesigned the gun. I just so happen to have a gunsmith who's got an original Hudson. Here's to talk about it.
This is the original Hudson H9, an all-steel striker-fired gun with a linear pull trigger, aimed to closely mimic a hammer-fired gun as possible. To me, Cy Hudson really came out of the woodwork swinging with this back in 2017. It accomplished almost everything they sought out to do, and over the thousands of rounds I put through it over the last couple of years at competitions, I personally have a lot of confidence in this platform with what I've experienced with my particular model. I personally trusted this platform enough for it to be my carry gun for a handful of years before I replaced it.
So looking at them side to side, you can clearly tell they're supposed to be the same gun, but a lot has changed between them. There's actually only one part that's interchangeable between the two models.
Daniel Defense definitely took a lot of the design cues from the original and just refined it down to what it should be. With my time on the original H9, it's a very smooth shooting platform, but I feel like a lot of that is more to do with the physical weight of the gun, the lower bore access, and the trigger. The dropped recoil spring assembly, I don't feel adds that much to the equation, and Daniel definitely agrees. They completely omitted it.
A testament to Daniel Defense, when this handgun first came out, there were some reports that under certain circumstances with specific ammo, there would be some keyholing issues with the gun. So Daniel Defense did what Daniel Defense does, and they put out a complete statement explaining exactly what was happening. They redesigned the barrel, and they made it so that if you own one of the original ones, you can get one of the new ones just by asking them. This is one of the great parts about their customer service and warranty. If something happens, they're not just going to ignore the problem and pretend that it doesn't exist. They're going to go out of their way to let you know that there is a problem, and they're going to fix it completely free of charge. And they're pretty fast with shipping too.
Well, it's a fantastic thing they do that, because with the original H9, despite how much I enjoy it, it had its flaws. And it was a whole nightmare for people to get those diagnosed, fixed, repaired, sent back by Hudson. And even comparing the two directly, this comes with an optics cut. This slide was an not aftermarket, it was a first-party manufactured by Hudson upgrade that you had to purchase separately, I believe, several months after the handgun came out. Same with the threaded barrel. Getting all that out of the package for the same initial price is a much better deal.
Speaking of the optic cut, it is a plate system, so it's not directly cut for any specific optic. What I like that they did is, instead of including 6 different optic plates in the box and making you pay for all of them, you actually get none of them in the box, but you do get a QR code. So once you buy your handgun, you can reach out to Daniel, let him know exactly what optic you've got, and they will send you the optic plate you need completely free of charge. Just keeps the initial price of the gun down, and in a couple of days, you can put your red dot on. I think that's pretty cool.
If you have an original Hudson with one of these red dot slides they made for it, you cannot get parts for it. As a competitive shooter, I've grown to love the original Hudson H9. This is a platform I thoroughly enjoy. But after getting a chance to go back to back with the new Daniel Defense H9, I've got to say that I'm sold. It's much lighter. It's much more efficiently sized on the grip. It shoots much flatter, and that recoil recovery is much less aggressive, I should say. From the aluminum frame on this, I feel is the majority factor. But everything else that I enjoy about the original pattern of the handgun, which would be the trigger more than anything else, is right there with this one. It's a win-win. You still get what was good about this in a much more efficient package.
One big plus for the Daniel H9 are the magazines. These are 15 rounders made by Daniel Defense in Georgia, and they sell them on their website for $25, which I'm pretty sure is the cheapest any company has sold a proprietary magazine for.
And surprisingly, they are still the same pattern as the original magazines for the original Hudson H9, which are Smith & Wesson pattern mags.
If you're one of the 3 people on the planet that bought an H9 and then bought an H9, your mags are compatible.
I like the original Hudson H9. It has its flaws that you can work around, but the main one that I feel has been highlighted today on the range, having them back to back, the sheer weight of this for follow-up shots. The gun wants to bounce pretty bad. It makes it pretty difficult to be quick. The brand new Daniel Defense H9 does not have that problem. Like I said, I'm sure it's because of the much lighter weight, more efficient design of the frame being made of aluminum, but this is a much faster shooting gun, in my hands at least, having them back to back like this.
I would pretty much concur shooting them back to back. I do enjoy shooting the H9 more. I can't articulate it as well as he can because I do not have the trigger time behind that thing that you do. But I think this is a great improvement. I think having Daniel Defense's warranty behind your handgun is always amazing. I trust them as a company to make a reliable product, and I also trust them that if they do mess something up, they will own up to it and they will fix it and they'll do what's right. The Daniel H9, also the Hudson H9, H9's all around.